was saying,
Yes.
you do like to voice your opinions, which is a great thing. That's why you're here, right?
Facts.
So if you were out on the pitch, would you actually react the way that Bruno did, knowing that you have such a crucial game coming up next, the following weekend, a major opponents in the league title race? I mean, would you actually behave that way, risking the chance of actually getting booked?
I'd love to say no.
But I have a feeling you're going to say yes, right?
But I'm still from Newark, and sometimes that switch goes off, and there's nothing I can do about it. I will say this about Bruno. Whether you love him or hate him, the one thing I think we would all agree is, I don't know the word for it in English, but he's, repugnante. You know what I mean? He's just like
a rebel.
Repugnant is not the exact translation.
Repugnant?
It's not the exact. It's
I don't even know that in English.
But
Is
he like a rebel?
Not a rebel. He's just like annoying.
Semper, help us out. What's his word that he's saying?
Annoying,
Like
and somewhat
persistent.
selfish.
Repugnant would be the official translation.
Yeah, but it's not like word for word, yes, but it's not exactly what it means in Latin. In Latin, it's more...
Give the context.
Yeah, it's more just someone who just does it for themselves more often, or, cares about their reaction more than the team's reaction.
Hey,
Does that make sense?
check his comments on Instagram after this right here.
My whole thing about Bruno, whether you like him or not, he's someone who, wears his emotions on his face. Not always the most positive way. He'll throw his hands up after a bad shot, things of that nature. Huh? No. I think I'm a team player.
Listen, when you know
wears
that,
emotions on their face.
Well, I mean, I only got one.
when you got such an important game on the line, and I think this is a little bit telling of where Manchester United is at the moment, there's got to be someone in the dressing room, and he's a leader. I think he should know better that you've got Liverpool at the weekend. Somebody better be like,
He's not thinking it.
Bruno, you cannot get a yellow for the life of you. And even if it's for dissent on top of all that, I used to have a coach,
3-0.
Spanish coach, that would say, if you get a yellow for talk smack, I bench you. If you get a yellow for hitting someone, perfect. It wasn't even in a tackle. It wasn't even for challenge the ball. It was for dissent from somebody who's a leader, really, in Manchester United at the moment. It's very disappointing.
The vacuum that Ronaldo left, you would have assumed he would have replaced, as far as leadership on the pitch, you would have assumed, especially with Harry Maguire having sort of that rough patch, who, prior to that rough patch, was a bit of a leader on the pitch. You would assume Bruno would step into this role in a slightly more mature way. And it just
Not everybody's like that, though.
I know.
That's not the character. But, Charlie, you're the former pro here. Has that ever happened, what Nico just brought up, in a moment?
Not for me, but yeah, teammates.
For you to speak to somebody? Or
teammates, you're going into the match, if you get a yellow, you're missing the next match. So you have to have the right mentality of, maybe it's someone like a Jermaine Jones who plays with everything he has, goes into every tackle, and you kind of are aware that there are going to be those moments where he's going to go in and try and send a message and try and escape getting a yellow card. But you're not going to get one for dissent. You're not going to get one for talking to the referee. If anything, you go to the referee saying, hey, we're friends, buddy, keep it buddy. Let him know, I'm not trying to get a yellow here. I'm trying to play,
Have you ever been in that moment where they're down 3-0, it's getting embarrassing, 84th minute, and even you've lost your head a little bit where you're not thinking completely? No,
not at that moment. You're down 3-0. Well,
what else can you do?
That's like scoring a goal and taking your shirt off.
Mm-hmm. No, you have to have self-awareness. You have to have self-awareness.
It's unacceptable from a Manchester United player, a leader who's worn the captain's armband.
If he's doing that, right, look at the message that sends. Not that it's going to make waves or stuff like that, but if your leader in that moment can't have that serenity, when you're losing 3-0 sucks. Losing 3-0 is harsh. It's difficult to take emotionally at home when Manchester United is in this turmoil moment, right? But if your leader is doing it, it's not a moment that the rest of the squad will take lightly. What about the young guys? There's no one is setting a precedent of how to behave, and that's been lost, and that's the greater worry. I think this is a microcosm of everything that's going on at United.
The best thing is that they have a game against Bayern Munich. Yes, it's a tough match, but that's his way to respond.
You look at Harry Maguire, who's a player that should be of that caliber, to say, I'm going to grab you by the neck and say, don't do that type of stuff.
Which is what was missing when Serginho Dest freaked out. But I will say, they got a game against Bayern. Are they going to win that? They better, because after that they got a game against Liverpool in the league. This could be a rough patch.
I hope he bounces back.
It's one thing to take a yellow to save the game. A game-saving play, you're taking a yellow, and everyone comes in the locker room and say, hey, you're missing the next match, but we won 3 today because of you, right? that's a different type of scenario.
I think he lost his mind. That's it.
Yeah,
He wasn't thinking
hole.
at the moment.
It's
It's not acceptable, but hopefully he bounces back. That's a beautiful thing about football. You always have the next match to put it behind you.
Critical week for Manchester United. Not only are they facing elimination in the Champions League, then they've got Liverpool afterwards. It can go the right way, it can go absolutely the wrong way.
It could see
I wonder which one happens at Manchester United.
The beauty of football.